Look at these little baby buttons. They are so vivid. So baby button cactus, those tines are like swords, Hero. It doesn't even give, right? And even that little itty bitty one. They look soft and supple, don't they? They are not. Look at the size of that one. It's huge. I'm going to have to like go be next to it. Look how big it is. I'm right here. And I don't want to touch it, but I'm going to put my hand like in front. Yeah. They're just gorgeous. And they have this like wild, almost spirally type pattern. And everything about these cactus is fractal. I mean, they're just fractal upon fractal upon fractal. I mean, as is this planet, right? But that's down the center of this big baby. And look at it. It's so big. But see that how it like almost spirals up the barrel. So the cool little fun fact is that the Longhorn Sheep that are up here that I still have yet to see, by the way. I'm kind of hoping. Yeah, so they will knock it over with their horns. And I guess like their face is just so tough that they can get right in it and eat the core. Isn't that wild? I mean, they must like have military grade. How am I going up here? I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm putting this down because I need to focus. Gotta see how many of them there are. Once you start seeing them, you see them everywhere. Wow. All right. This has been a lot of fun getting up here. And there's, ooh, I even see another fire ring over there. A teeny tiny little van somewhere down there. There it is. There's my van. Here at the Desert Wildlife Refuge, it turns out they have an artist in residence program. Now, it does mean like I have to come back here for a season kind of a thing, depending on wherever the slot fills in. Obviously, I have done no applying yet. I just inquired. I'm going to send the ranger an email with the links to where he can view my art. And hopefully it's legit enough. You know, I don't have my own website, but I do have a YouTube channel, you know, so maybe that'll be part of it somehow. So I'm just sort of taking a deep breath, and I'm going to inquire within kind of a deal, find out, and then I don't know. It also gives me the idea of like checking with other refuges and parks, you know, to see maybe I can get some prime real estate because I'm gonna be painting. Maybe. You know, who knows? It doesn't hurt to ask. It's a beautiful day. But it's also extremely windy. So windy that I have my solar panels laying flat on the ground, and I'm still praying they don't get blown up by the wind. Because they already got tossed off the roof twice. My fault for putting them back up there. I just thought it was one gust. No, 22 mile-an-hour winds today. And they're pretty consistent. This van is just like, right? I did finish painting this morning, which made me happy. Got this little guy finished. That. I know, they are tiny. This one took me way longer than it probably should have. But again, I love the detail that goes into doing these, and it excites me. And the Joshua tree is a hairy tree. Hairy tree. And I love showing that. And, you know, creating that tiny little baby button next to it, you know, just, it's a lot of thought out, careful brushwork for me. And, but I love doing it. It's so windy that this girl would prefer to be inside with the doors wide open. Listen to her purring. Oh, little muffin girl. Oh my gosh, it's blowing the phone. There's my teeny tiny man. Way down there. As I was coming along this trail, look what I found hiding behind this Mormon tea. But another one of these beauties. I just love the colors. Look at it. It's so pretty. You just wouldn't think that those are sharp. So I'm up on what's called Fossil Ridge. And I mean, I see all the, I haven't seen a fossil yet. Or at least one that I recognize as a fossil. But supposedly also I might be able to see petroglyphs, so kind of hoping that would be pretty cool. I just came down this side and came and saw these beautiful little babies growing out of the hillside, mountainside, and then I saw this little beauty. I have no idea what kind of flowers they are or anything, but aren't they pretty? You can see lots of little caves. There's one there, another one there. I was kind of hoping to find a pit. So the indigenous people to this area, whose name I cannot remember, but I will look up and I will put it right here on the screen, used to roast yucca and agave in these pits. So it's because the meat itself is not really edible easily. A slow roasting, a long roasting, I guess, makes it more tasty or more palatable, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so when I was reading the little pamphlet that she gave me, they said you might come across a pit. So I was been so strong that like I have been crouching because I don't want to get blown over. Yeah. Serious. It's been gusting like somewhere 20-mile-an-hour gusts or more. But I do see from up here a primitive camping spot. You can see those two rectangles or squares down there. Those are tents. Tents were there. There's a little fire ring. So it's not that far from the road. You could definitely hike into it. So the distance ended up being a little further than I thought. And as close as that looks, I've learned I'm already pretty hot and I gotta get back and my water is low and yada yada yada. But this was kind of cool to find this little area. Like there's so many little, my guess is creek beds because of water runoff. And they also said that they created a number of troughs and areas for water to collect for the animals, so there wouldn't be as much competition. Neat. But I was up on that peak the other night, so I've done another one, and tomorrow I'll do another one, and maybe I'll get my butt up early enough to go out while it's still kind of cold, and it's not supposed to be as windy tomorrow morning, so that is going to make a huge difference because the wind has really been what has deterred me, and it's aggressive. I stopped to check out this little baby button because look at the spikies growing out of the middle of it. It's like a rare sight to be able to see so much of the actual cactus exposed, so I thought I had to shoot that. And then right next to it, little itty bitty yellow flowers. I have no idea what they are. This beautiful specimen. Now, I don't know whether it's yucca or it is agave. And here is my love of this beautiful plant. I wanted to give it its own painting. Notice the tiny little family of yucca in the distance, and I'm working on the brush. Still have a way to go on this one, but I am enjoying the process. So I climbed to a point where I could get the service I needed to look it up. Definitely yucca. Agave has spikes and no hairs. But you know, when they just very generally tell you what's around and it's up to you to figure out what's what, it's really hard to tell. Also, understanding that the Joshua tree is in the yucca family, which is why they have such similar growth patterns in their leaves and the way they kind of wear skirts. That's the only way I can think of it. They have skirts as their dead leaves kind of fall back, you know. See what I mean? It has a little skirt. That is a baby Joshua tree. This is a family of yucca. And see their skirts? I know, not as pretty as the Joshua tree skirts, but I love the way they grow around the old. Look at that. Creates like a little shelter, a place for critters to get out of the sun. But these plants have so much beautiful form and kind of elegance. I mean, I really love, they're so outrageous compared to what I'm used to, right? I'm a New England kid. originally. So, you know, this desert botany is killing me. I know, I've referenced it before, but I do feel like they remind me of Dr. Seuss. Who knows? Maybe this was his inspiration. Ooh, my favorite part. I'm calling this one Yucca Love. That's right, some Yucca Love. Ooh, I love it. Yay, look at my beautiful queen. When I paint these, it becomes difficult to discern and decide how much detail I should include and how much I should leave out. Because look at it. You can see why that one Joshua tree was taking me so long. My tiny but mighty paintings that I love. Hee hee. I love that. No, I don't make a lot of money on them. They're you know, the ones that are like 3 by 4.5 or $45. That's it. So I do sell those more than any of the others. I need to sell a lot in order to make enough, right? This is my last full day in this absolutely gorgeous location in the Desert Wildlife Refuge just north of Las Vegas. I know, I say it a lot, but that's because this is an incredible place, and I want you to remember the name of it. And if you find yourself coming to Vegas, take some time to come up here and find some peace and quiet and beauty. You know, but I'm going to be heading into Utah. I definitely got the feeling this morning, and that's where I'm headed. I met someone back in Alabama on Dolphin Island who does mountain bike tours in Utah and has been amazing in letting me know where I can go. Because of the gas price issue, I do look for guidance because I can't wander aimlessly like I was kind of doing before. I now need to have a little more direction because it's getting very expensive to do this. And even though I stay within my budget, which is why it's taking me so long to move, I stay within my budget. I only move as far as the dollar will allow me to move. And there is a beauty to that because it does keep me in a place long enough to really make a study of it, which is wonderful. But I am grateful for my friend in Utah who is giving me the heads up as to where to go. And I'm really looking forward to Utah. Just the southern little bit of Nevada is all I have been in, this area around Vegas. Haven't gone north yet. It's a long way. And I do have to be in New Mexico in September. So, because I gotta get back to Truth or Consequences. Yeah. I have a date with my gallery and my gallery director and some possible commission work to do. Yay. And this traveling through these desert areas and working on all of these desert plants has been great practice. One of the things I would like to do for this gallery, the center gallery on Foch. Boy. Sorry. Foch Street. On the corner of Foch and Main. And Truth or Consequences. One of the things I'd like to do is a series of the New Mexico desert plant life. And I want to really be able to do it to the best of my ability. And so this has given me such great practice. And brush mileage. God, I love that term. Thank you, Sarah Burns. Sarah Burns Studio, by the way. Sarah Burns Studio on YouTube. She is awesome. She gives great tutorials. Not to mention, she's just an all-around amazing artist and person. Another cat lady like me. I love my cat ladies. Yeah. So check out Sarah Burns. But she has this wonderful term. She calls it brush mileage. She even wrote a book called Brush Mileage. So you can check that out too. But yeah, she calls it brush mileage. And it really is. You know, the more you work. And I like that better than calling it practice. Because practice just doesn't sound like I have a clue as to what I'm doing. And I do have a clue as to what I'm doing these days. I have certainly grown in my abilities over the last couple of years being on the road, for sure. Looking back at some of the work I did when I first started painting in the van to today is a huge leap and bound. And I'm really proud of myself. And I owe a lot of that to Miss Sarah Burns. She may not realize it. And if you're watching, Sarah, your example has encouraged me and validated my project. I am grateful. Thank you. I love this desert light. It is so freaking awesome at this time of night. And the temperature's perfect. A light breeze. Not a blow-down wind that wants to take me off my feet. It's been so windy and crazy weather lately that, but this evening is so beautiful. And it's my last night here for a long time. Unless I get something cool that happens. I don't want to know. I'm going to apply. We'll see what happens. I got to leave that up to the... Anyway. But it's time for me. I can now move on. I mailed my taxes today. That was what the holdup was, right? And I'm going to have one last shower and laundry at my friend Rudy's tomorrow morning. And I'm going to head back east. So I'm going to start heading into Utah. I have no idea how long any of this is going to take me because of how limited funds have been. It's been every bit that I've gotten out of this desert wildlife refuge has been so worth it to me. I've loved every minute here. This has been my favorite place. I mean, Level Canyon was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of traffic there. A lot of campers. There's limited camping here. So, and it's really far apart. And you don't see your neighbor. People are really respectful. I've seen very little garbage by comparison to other places I've parked. And it's because we are cleaning up after ourselves. I hope. Like, I mean, there's a black garbage bag here, but that could very easily have blown from elsewhere and just tumbled through the desert and made its way here. It's tied. There does seem to be something in it, but I am not going to investigate. But I am going to put it right here behind this. That way when I stop to get rid of my garbage tomorrow, I can get rid of that too. So, yeah. This time I am including that craziness, Vegas, in the distance. Oh, sorry. Love, it's thicker than blood. Love, 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 stronger than justice. Love is a big fat river and flow. Love is a big fat river and flow. I know I did a whole thing saying goodbye last night to this desert with all of you, but I just started the engine. It's time for me to hit the road. And I'm really gonna miss this place. I'm really, really gonna miss it. Oh. A little choked up. I'll be back. I will be back here. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And I'm going to just post all the little paintings I got out of this place at the end of this so you can see, including my sketchbook stuff, because I had quite a bit in the sketchbook from here too. So, yeah. Catch you in the next one. Oh, if you want to contribute, gas, like gas money and food, everything is so much more expensive here on the West Coast. So all the links are below. Patreon, PayPal. You can go to Instagram to check out all the paintings that are available for sale. Some of the ones you're going to see images of now are sold, so just know that. And ones out of the sketchbook are in the sketchbook, so know that, right? So, oh Lord. Won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime. No help from my friends. So, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? Just a little example there of my musical Tourette's, as I like to call it. Say a couple words, and the next thing you know, the whole song's got to come out of my mouth. Well, thank you to everyone who has continued to support this channel. I could not do this without you. I am so grateful. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.